to another edition of Marauders. Thank you for joining the live stream. Crazy week, as usual. Lots of moves being made out there. So today I'll be going over some of those moves, and a lot of things going on in the market in general. But hope everybody's having a great week. Hope the option side helped you all out. So thanks for the feedback on that. I'll try to go and add more information on the option side, like talking about the expiration date as well as the target price. So hopefully that information helped you all out, and you were able to lock in some profits. It is earnings week, so we'll be talking about some earnings week plays as well as reviewing the ones from the watch list that went out on Monday. So let's jump into it. So the first one on here is McDonald's. They did have their earnings today. It was pretty good overall, but they did touch 215.91. Today they ended the day at 215.38, so they are above their weekly high. So that's a really good metric for them. Overall on the chart, moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, so it is bullish, and VWAP is below moving average 10. So maybe some more sideways momentum for them, but overall still positive based off that earnings. So I'm going to expect it to continue to go up a little more. For McDonald's, had a target price of $265 with the February 19th expiration date. So that was the one for all of them. So definitely going to be looking to see if it can get closer to that getting into February. So February is in a couple of weeks. Well, in a week, less than a week. So next week is February. So going to be looking to see with it getting closer to that expiration date if it can reach those levels. Next, we have ticker sign JBLU for JetBlue Airways. So they ended the day at $14.85. Then after hours had a 4-cent rally, went up a little bit after that. So ended the day at $14.89. So today they ended at $14.89. So overall, not too bad of a metric for them. Definitely going to be looking at them moving forward as well. They are bearish though, moving average 10 below 50 and 100, but I did have them at an expiration of the 19th and a target price of $20. So going to be looking to see if we get that $20 level, which would be above this moving average 100 line and this moving average 50 line. So I'm going to be looking at them for the coming weeks. Next, we have Microsoft, which had their earnings today. So they did pretty good. They rallied after their earnings, so that's always good news on them. Microsoft had a target price of $250. So hopefully you all were able to go in and lock in that once the watch list came out, because it is getting pretty close to that 250 metric. Weekly high is 234.18, but then afterwards it went to end the day at 232.33. But it rallied up $8.59 after hours to end the day at 240.92. So overall, very bullish on this one, and it is going to be starting out with some more momentum after the earnings with this positive $8.59 rally after hours. So we're going to be looking at them for tomorrow, getting closer to that 250 250 strike price. Next, we have ticker sign AMD. For AMD, they are bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. VWAP is above moving average 10, so overall bullish on that one. 95.95 is the week high, so that's the price that they're going to have to break through. They ended the day at 94.71. Then after hours went down 91 cents at 93.80. So still going to be keeping an eye out on them to see if they could rally for tomorrow. But overall, they ended on a pretty down note for today. But still going to be keeping an eye out on AMD. Next, we have ticker sign J&J, which had a target price of $170. So it did reach that target price. So hopefully you all were able to jump in on that one when it came out on Monday. So when the watch list came out on Monday, you would basically be in the money starting off. So it jumped up to 173.65. So hopefully you all were able to lock in profits on that one. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, so bullish on that metric. And they ended the day at 170.48. Then after hours went 22 more cents and at 170.77. So for the call on that one, it hit its target price. So that would be considered in the money now. So that one is in the money. So definitely positive metric on that one. And VWAP is above moving average 10. So definitely some more upward momentum coming from the Johnson & Johnson name. Next we have ticker sign AAPL for Apple. Now their VWAP on here has just been all over the place. So I don't know what's going on with the Apple chart on here, but we can see they had a 145.80. 145.08 level that they hit for VWAP. And then we can see they ended the day at 143.16. Then they went kind of sideways after that. They ended the day at 143.16, and then after hours went up $1.88 to end at 145.04. So overall, only 4 cents away from their weekly high, which I definitely think it'll continue to rally for tomorrow. Next, we have Tesla. Tesla has hit $900, so that was on the 25th. $900.39. But also going to be looking to see them continue to come back to test that level again. They ended the day at $883.09. Went up $4.82 after hours to end at $887.91. So overall, still bullish on that one. This $887.91 metric is definitely going to have to go back up and test this $900.39 level. But overall for Tesla, had it at a $900 call, so that was on Monday. So hopefully you all were able to jump into that Monday call, and then it would have been in the money when it shot up to this $900 metric, and you've been able to lock in some profits. So hopefully everybody was able to jump in on that one because it was definitely a positive movement on that one. Now their earnings is going to be tomorrow, as well as Tesla, as well as Apple's. So probably going to be some more volatility coming from that one. I expect the earnings to be good as well, so you might have another second chance to jump in on that call for a $900 strike price. But if you're able to jump in on it and execute for today or when the market opened on Monday, then that'll be good on that one. Yeah, I do have some thoughts on GME. I'll probably be talking about GME towards the bottom. So if we look at the watch list on here, GME is down here on the bottom. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be talking about that one. So yeah, it's going to be towards the end of the stream. So yeah, definitely got to talk about GME because just craziness going on with that one. I'm going to give my opinion on that one because it just boggles my mind, to be honest, on the way GME GameStop is actually performing. So next we have Facebook from the previous list. So Facebook touched $285.39. After hours went at $4.35 and at $286.40. So the strike price on that one is $290. So it is getting close to that strike price. So if you're able to lock in that one, you probably have some profits on that one as well for that call. Next, we have ticker sign FLWS for 1-800-Flowers. Had a $50 strike price on that one. It seems to be rallying up quite nicely. It is bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. And VWAP is above moving average 10. So it did touch $37.42. So that's its weekly high. If we could see on the chart, 37.10 is where it ended the day. Ended 10 more cents down to end at $37 even. So we're going to look to see it test that 37.42 level again. Next, we have Palantir, which had its demo day today. I had it at a $50 price target. Their demo day was okay. I think just a lot of the information went over people's head. It was a very technical demonstration. It really wasn't, I would say, investor friendly. So, from a sales point of view, they didn't really have a sales team who was doing the marketing. It was the engineers who were doing the marketing. So no offense to engineers or no offense to technical people who do the task, but when you are trying to rally support for earnings or rally support for selling something, you really kind of want people with enthusiasm who are just going to show cool demonstrations that people get excited about. It really was not that at all. There was one demonstration for their Gotham service that I thought was really cool, and I think that should have been the entire demonstration. All the other filler stuff, they went pretty in depth in the technical aspect of the software, which majority of people who are investing in the stock do not care about. So, you all can go watch that. It's on YouTube. I watched it on YouTube. It's out there. So I think what they should have done is just start the presentation off with the COO talking, show the demonstration, then the COO wrap up. But they had like people on there who talk like me. So they were like, "Hey, this is a data system. This data system can integrate your seamless stream of information. We can coexist information." Like, it was just like almost an hour of just that, like monotone talking, and every single person in the company talked like that. So I don't think it really helped them, and I definitely can see how the stock went down. From a long-term perspective, I think the technology is definitely going to be incorporated into a lot of different companies. It can seamlessly integrate to a lot of that. Definitely have a bunch of following from military and government contracts. I could see a lot of them using it. So money-wise, I think you're going to have contracts forever, basically, with this software. But from an investor standpoint, I think investors really didn't get what was being presented to them. So we'll see how that performs tomorrow. I think it still may have some more potential. Just everybody is now currently focused on GameStop. So only positive thing about it is Elon Musk is shedding some light on Wall Street bets, which people talk about Palantir on Wall Street bets, but it's probably most likely GameStop for now on. Next we have ticker sign VVPR, which hit a $19.28 high. I didn't really have any information on this one. I just had a call for both of these, but it kind of went sideways. I didn't really expect for it to do that. I thought it was going to go up, but overall still bullish. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100. Going to be keeping a close eye on this one to see how it performs. Hopefully it can, bounce back from where it currently is at. It did end on a positive note at 612, so 3 cents above its close. So that's a positive metric for that. Next, we have Rocky Brands. So it hit a $35.87 high. Looks like it's beginning to curl back up. So moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, and VWAP is above moving average 10. So both of my indicators are positive on here, showing that it does have potential to run up. And the candle pattern chart is showing that as well. So it ended at 34.80. So about 10 cent, 17 cent difference between its $1.17 between its high and its low. So going to be looking to see how that performs as time goes on. Next, we have ticker sign ORMP, which touched $7.60. And afterwards, it's kind of gone sideways. Still bullish though. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, and VWAP is above moving average 10. So we're going to be looking to see how that performs. Next on here, we have ticker sign SEEL, which kind of went down after the news came out. So it touched $3.20, and then it just kind of calmed down after that. It is bearish. Moving average 10 is below the moving average 50, and VWAP is above moving average 10. So it may have a little bit of potential to move up, but it ended red for the day. So definitely going to be keeping an eye out on them. So hopefully they can bounce back and bounce off of this moving average 50 line. Next, we have NDRA, which is bullish. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100. So let me zoom out of this chart. So moving average 10 above 50, which is this yellow line, and 100, which is purple line. So we see VWAP is above the moving average 10. So both metrics positive. They ended at $2.85. And then after hours went up 2 more cents to end at $2.87. And then we can see on here $2.99 is the weekly high. So it's going to have to test that $2.99 again before it breaks out. Next, we have ticker sign MGI for MoneyGram. They did have a high of $7.59, but have since then gone down. They are bearish. Moving average 10 is below the 100. VWAP is still above moving average 10, so it does have potential to jump back up, but it will have to test this $6.56 or 55-cent metric, which is this moving average 100 line. And it ended the day at $6.58. After hours went up 7 cents and at $6.65. Next, we have ticker sign DVAX, which hit a $6.57 high. Still bullish though. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100, and VWAP above moving average 10. So a little bit of potential still left in this one. And it ended 9 cents above its close at 626. So that shows me it does have a little bit of momentum to run up for the morning, but it still will have to test 657. Next, we have TRCH for Torchlight. They did touch 215, but then ended the day at 191. And then after hours went up to 195, but still bullish overall. VWAP is very close to the moving average 10, but it's not above it, so it will have some more sideways momentum. Hopefully, it can rally back up with some more volume coming in the next couple days or so. But if not, then it may go back down below and become bearish. Next up, we got XSPA, which touched 218 this week. They did end at 193. Then after hours went up to 194. So they are still bullish. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100, and the moving average 10. VWAP is above moving average 10. So they do have a little bit of potential to jump back up. This is not really a huge movement in the after hours, 0.52%, but it still is movement. So going to be looking at that in the coming weeks. So starting with the new ones for today, we have Workhorse. So President Biden has been signing just a bunch of executive orders like crazy. One of them is like taking money away from FEMA to start this Go Green initiative. And if you're not familiar with what Workhorse is, it is a EV company that makes EV trucks. They had a deal on the table to convert all of the USPS, so U.S. Postal Service vehicles to electric vehicles, but the deal kind of fell through because in the previous presidential administration, President Trump kind of was like cutting off funding to the Postal Service. So, that was during the whole voting thing. So that definitely affected the deal. So USPS didn't really have money to go through with this deal. But the deal was really close. But now we have a new president. I feel like that deal is going to be back on the table. People have been basically saving up or buying little amount of shares at a time, in my opinion, waiting for this deal to go through. So we can see that they, with all these executive orders coming through, I think it's getting closer and closer to this deal potentially happening. So it's at 33.32, which is its week high. It's week high, but it ended the day at 32.18. But we see after hours it rallied up to 33.85, so $1.67 upward. So going to be looking at this one for some more movement. Target price, I really don't have yet on here. I probably will try to find one, do a little bit of more research on it. But I would say probably around $45, $40. Just for me, I don't really know an expiration date. So that's the one I'm probably going to have to look at. I would assume it'll probably be within his first 100 days sort of thing with, he's doing his vaccine rollout, which has been the main focus of his campaign so far. But he has dabbled a little bit into doing some renewable energy stuff. So going carbon zero. So I think that will help a lot of these industries out as well. So when I come up with an expiration date that I think is sufficient, I'll probably put that on there on the list. Next, we have ticker sign SPWR, which is a solar company. So it's called Sun Power. They did touch 54.99. And then they are bullish. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100. And they are a company that will definitely be able to benefit from all these carbon zero executive orders that President Biden is quickly putting out there in the public. So they did end at $54.85. So a 93-cent rally after hours, which makes them very close to this $54.99 metric. So definitely going to be looking to see how they can perform with this level. So they will have to test this $54.99. But I think, with all the all the executive orders coming through, it definitely will help this company. So the main one on here that I'm going to talk about, be talking about this for a while, is going to be GameStop. So I initially thought GameStop was going to go down, and it was going down. So, uh, you know, jumped in, put some puts on it. But the only reason this rallied was because Elon Musk did a shout out to GameStop talking about, he said game stoics or stonks, and was talking about Wall Street Bets. So he did a link to Wall Street Bets, which, if you're not familiar with what that is, it's a Reddit group um, called Wall Street Bets, which you can get a lot of different moves on there. But there are smart people on Wall Street Bets, and then there are not so smart people on Wall Street Bets. So it's kind of a mixture of both. But you got to bear in mind that with this stock, it is not performing like normal stocks do. So one person's tweet should not move a stock this much. So, even though it's going up, it's not following regular fundamentals. So just know, if you jump in this one, it is going to be a very risky play. So, no one could have planned that Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, was going to make a tweet that would make this, jump up the way it did. But it did. And, there are going to be people tomorrow, I guarantee you, when the market opens, all those people who weren't able to trade it when the market opens are trying to, rally this thing to crazy levels, to like $1,000. I've seen people say, oh, it's going to go to $1,000 by the end of the week. Just bear in mind that, like, what goes up will have to come down. So, if you look at GameStop's fundamentals, their fundamentals are like not good at all. The fundamentals being like their earnings were not good, their distribution's not good, their customer service is not really good at all either. So I would just say, if you jump in this, just be careful. You may possibly get burned on this one. So, a put to me still seems to be the most logical point of view, with that put value increasing. So before, when it went to this level right here, around 120 or 120 level, I would say okay, a put around 80 something is okay. But then it shot all the way up here to like $209. So it's like, what level of a put is a good level? But I think in general, a put in general will be okay. This is not going to be a forever thing, in my opinion. There are going to be some investors who get burned on this. So there are going to be some people who are just going to rally this thing up like crazy. And I guarantee you, when the profit taking stops, when the profit taking starts, it's going to be a crazy amount of profit taking that goes on with GameStop. So these are not long-term investors who are rallying this stock. These are people who are trying to look for a quick increase of money. So just bear that in mind. Yeah, yeah, it will. So yeah, GameStop going to give you 0.25 for that stock trade. Yeah, yeah. So if you haven't been into a GameStop before, their whole business model is just outdated, in my opinion. Not to like, just talk trash about GameStop, but you try to trade stocks that and you got to think the people who are trading this stock are not stock traders. They're GameStop people. So it's probably a lot of people who are at home playing video games, who don't really know about stocks too much or fundamentals, but they're like, oh, Elon Musk said it's a good stock. Elon Musk shouted it out. Let me put all my money into it. And just bear in mind, it will not turn out the way that you think it's going to turn out. So just be cautious. That's all I'm saying. If you want to jump into it, jump into it. But there's going to be a lesson to be learned on this one. There are always two sides of a stock. There's always a winner and there's always a loser. So just bear that in mind as well. There are people who, sold right here, and they felt like they were a winner when it fell down. And then there were people who bought right here at the top at like 200 and something after hours. And then if the stock falls back down, they're going to be losers because they would have lost money and they're going to sell because they're like, oh, there's no way it's going to go back up. I would say it's the exact same thing as what happened with Kodak. If you remember the run-up with Kodak, Kodak announced that they were jumping into the COVID space and going to help do COVID stuff. And Kodak jumped up like $30 in one day. And then people just kept running Kodak up, and then it eventually fell back down. So, patience will be a virtue on this one. It definitely will help you. And just realize that if you go look at the press releases from this company and look at its earnings, it is struggling as a company. So that's all I'm really going to say on that one. Next, we have ticker sign PLUG for Plug Power. They touched $75.49 today. Ended the day at $73.18. And then they went down to $70.40 to end the day, so $2.78 downward. They are still bullish. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100. VWAP is below moving average 10, so it may be some sideways momentum denoted by the close as well. So it may be running sideways when the market opens tomorrow. But definitely in the renewable energy space, so could benefit long term from that. Next, we have BB for BlackBerry, another one of those Wall Street bet stocks that's been rallying up. It touched $20.83. We can see it's still bullish, moving average 10 above 50 and 100. And then VWAP is above moving average 10, so the long green line is above the red line. So it is rallying up at the current moment. Definitely going to be looking at it for tomorrow. But I would say just like GameStop, be cautious of this one as well. So it did go up $1.23 after hours. And it may go up some more, but I would just say be cautious when looking at this one because it is part of that hype stock movement. So going into penny stocks, we have ticker sign AIKI. So they touched $2.15 today. Overall, still bullish. Moving average 10 above 50 and 100. But the VWAP is below moving average 10, so maybe some more sideways or downward momentum from them after hours. And they did end 11 cents below the close today. So just keep an eye out on them, even though they are relatively still bullish. Just make sure you look at them. Next, we have ticker sign BIOL for Biolast. Now they did touch $1.51 today. They ended at $1.50. After hours went down 7 more cents. They ended at $1.53. But overall, still bullish. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100. And VWAP is above moving average 10. So they ended 7 cents on a negative note. But still going to be keeping an eye out on them for tomorrow for some potential movement upward. So next on here, we have ticker sign TTOO. For T2 Biosystems, moving average 10 is above 50 and 100, so bullish on that metric. They touched 292 today, ended at 281, and then went 43 cents down after hours to end at 238. So I think they gave their earnings today, so that could be a potential catalyst for them going back up for tomorrow. But VWAP is still below moving average 10, so maybe some more sideways trading overall. So I would say keep an eye on them. Just be cautious movement-wise. Next, we have ticker sign BCLI. They touch $7.10. Moving average 10 is above 50 and 100. And VWAP is right at moving average 10. So they ended the day at 665. Then after hours went up 27 cents to end at 629. So they will have to test this $7.10 metric again. But that's definitely something that I think is achievable by them. So going to be keeping a close eye on them, especially since they ended on a positive note today. This 27 cent or 4.06% increase after hours. And last on the list, we have ticker sign PROG, which touched $7.47. So a nice little rally from them. Ended the day at $7.27. So not too bad on that one. But then we can see moving average 10 is above 50 and 100. So overall bullish on that metric. And VWAP is below moving average 10. So it may have some more sideways movement from them and it also ended on a negative note. So that's kind of unfortunate for them, but definitely keep an eye on them to see if they can test this Force 747 level yet again for tomorrow. So that's the list. Hope everybody's able to lock in some profits. Make sure you go look at the watch list for Monday. There's still some plays on there for movement. So all those earnings that are on there haven't happened yet. So you may be able to lock in some profits on those based on how the market is moving. If you are able to lock in some profits, please let me know. Let the whole group know. It definitely helps everybody else out to know what moves are being made out there. Welcome to all the new people who are new to the chat. And I will be posting this watch list afterwards, so make sure you keep in tune for that, or just watch that. So we'll be up for tomorrow. And good luck to everybody out there trading. And I'll see you guys next time.